What is going on, YouTube? Tonight, we're going to talk about textures and materials. It's been by far the most request for help in the comment section, and I've been trying to get to you guys, but I thought, you know what, let's just try to get a video together so everyone can move forward this project and hopefully clear up any confusion. In this video, we're going to talk about materials and textures inside LED Studio and inside Blender. And really, that's all I got to say. Let's just get into it. All right, guys, to start us off, I am back here on Sketchfab, and we're going to go ahead and start with a costume object, and on the second half, we'll do an actual character model. The reason I'm starting on Sketchfab is I want to start fresh with 2 models, because that way you can kind of see it's not just the rat. I happen to get lucky and pick the one, because a few people are like, I want to see you do it with another model. I keep running into problems. Well, we're going to do that right now. So I know I need a staff tomorrow for when PoE goes live, so I'm going to go ahead and find a staff. So again, I'm going to search staff. This time, I'm going to click downloadable. I didn't go over that last time, and I've seen a lot of people saying I can't find ones that I can download. So if you click downloadable, it just, separates them all. It's a filter like anything else. And then I'm going to scroll down. I actually looked earlier, so I know what staff I'm looking for. I just got to find it. This one right here, the Spirit Bottom. So I think this is a pretty cool staff. It's going to be on me, like on my actual character, while I'm playing a druid for the first time. But there's a couple things I want to show you guys real quick before we download. So let me slide myself out of the way. When you download these, what you're searching for is right here in the lower left side of this download 3D model. That's what I want to click on. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up. And originally I had you guys download the FBX file, and there's literally nothing wrong with that. And I'm going to do it right now. In addition to that, I'm also going to download the GLB 1K textures here, just the small textures, all right? And I'm going to show you why I'm downloading them both. And this is specific for like a costume item, not a model you're going to control. But go ahead and download them both, save them where you know where they're at, and go ahead and extract them. Once you're finished downloading and unzipping your files, you should be met with something like this. This random 3D object file that is not in a folder, that is your GLB file, and you can see it says the GLB there. Inside your actual folder here, this is from your FBX because it gives you all the goods, so to say, with it, right? So if we go in here and we're going to go to source, we're going to model again. Yours may be set up a little different. That's just however made this. That's how they put the folders together. And right here, this is my FBX file. This is the file I had you guys download when you're rigging an actual avatar you want to wear. And that is the correct decision. Now, for something like this, we're talking about outfits. And if you're here like, no, I'm here for an actual rigged thing, we'll cover that after. But for now, outfits. If you're here for things your character is going to wear, I prefer the GLB file, and I'm going to show you why right now. When you get an FBX file, you're also going to get something called textures, right? And this is what they are. And if you've never seen anything like this, it can look a little overwhelming. They look funny. You're like, what is going on here? What do I do with all these? Well, typically they have some kind of naming convention. So although these ones all start with the word normal, we're just going to ignore that part. And if you look at the second name of these, and mind you, I didn't name these. Whoever made them did. It says roughness, opacity, normal, metallic, emissive, AO, albedo. Like those are going to match up with a material slot inside Lens Studio. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. I didn't want to start with anything that already exists. I want this to be a clean slate. That way you're not confused and you can just see how this actually works. So we're just going to use a fresh Lens Studio here. Go ahead and exit all this. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the plus sign under Asset Browser to bring in those files real quick. So let's go ahead and go in here and let's bring in the GLB file real quick. There it is. This one's the GLB file. Let it finish loading. And we're actually going to just name it GLB at the end there. That way we don't get confused between the two. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to go in the asset browser again, and we're going to open up our FBX file, which is buried. All right. And there's the FBX file. Okay. So if you've done this with me before, what I had you do last time was you take this and you drag it in, and you thought you were going to be good to go, but maybe you were met with this and it was white and you went, well, the materials didn't come. What the hell? And then you message me and I just say, download the GLB file, and you go, I'm like, download GLB file, and you're like, okay, can you explain yourself? And that's my error, not yours. So the reason I said download GLB file is the quickest workaround. So now I'm just going to drag the GLB file in here. And typically they are way overscaled, but that's an easy fix. So let's just spin this camera around, and there it is, ready to go. Just the size of the universe. So let's go ahead and highlight it. Click this little keychain here. And let's bring it down to 10%. Even that's a little big. 5%, 2%, 1%. Look at that. Boom. Okay, now we're cooking. 1% has us as the same size as the other one. Let's go ahead and hit this, and we're going to slide them side by side. And as you can see, this one just came good to go, so we can use it. We're done. Assign it to wherever you want it on top of your avatar, and it's good. That's all the steps. That's why I kept saying that. Now, let's say that isn't an option. The GLB didn't file workaround, didn't work. Well, now we got to get our hands a little dirty, and we're going to do that right now. So let's go ahead and let's just hide this for now, because we're going to now focus on the FBX file here. So there's all the parts to it. It's huge. I don't know. I'll tell you, it's a big thing. To start off, we're going to go to web browser here, and we're going to go to the start key, and we're going to go down to materials. Inside materials, you're going to scroll down till you find Uber PBR. I don't know why the name of that. I don't make the rules. I just work here. And we're going to rename this staff just so we know what it is. Although I don't think we're going to lose it. It's the only one we know. So once you have it, then you're going to click it. And in the inspector window here, you're going to have a ton of options here. And this can look overwhelming if you don't know what you're doing. But this is where you plug and play, actually. So to start us off, just so you can understand what's going to happen here, you see it says normal map texture and is assigned to normal right now. So if I just click on this, there's nothing like, okay, well, that doesn't help. What we need to do is bring all these textures. Remember all these we were talking about? We're going to grab them all, and we're just going to drag them in. And we're going to let Lens Studio import them real quick. No big deal there. And it's going to go ahead and it's going to make a texture out of each one of those. So now when I go over here, I go normal map, texture. I click on that normal box. I click on the one that says normal underscore normal because this is the normal area, right? Okay, cool. Now I'm going to look around like, well, okay, well, what else? We have an emissive map. Let me check emissive. Oh, choose texture. I come in here, same thing, emissive right there. Boom, assigned. Very good. Awesome. Let's just keep on cooking here, right? Base texture. This one's going to be a little different because none of these are named base. It's actually the albedo one right there. So you're going to go ahead and click that. That's a pretty common namesake for it. I can't remember why for the life of me. I'm not a professional by any means, but that is often the name you see for it. From there, we're going to go ahead. There is an opacity one right there, opacity texture. And we're going to go opacity. Now, here's the last caveat for this. Lens Studio doesn't like a roughness, metallic, and AO file. So AO, metallic, and roughness. It doesn't play nice with those. It feels that those should all be combined into one prior to importing. Now, in order to combine them into one, you need to do that in a program like Photoshop. I don't know how to do that. I just don't know. I just know that's where it's done. The reason I tell you that is this is going to look a little different. Will it look good enough and good to go? Yeah, for sure. But I just want you to let you know that up front. And if you're like, well, it doesn't look the exact same, it looks a little different. You either accept that or you're going to have to do another workaround in Blender or just pick another object, just so you know. Okay, so from here, we're going to go ahead and open this up one more time. I just want to show you one more thing. And that down here is a metallic and roughness scale. Although you can't import yours, you can use these to adjust the roughness and metallic. All right, just so you guys understand that. So we're good to go there. Our staff material, Uber PBR, is now ready to go. So now we're going to click on the actual staff inside my hierarchy here. From here, we're going to add a component, and we're going to type in render. And render is going to give us this option, render mesh visual. Yep, that's what I want. It's going to generate a new one. We're just going to switch that out for the one we already have because that's what we're looking for, right? Staff, perfect. Now, and we're going to go through, and now it's the fun part of just clicking through these forever. Come in here, material, staff, enter. And you'll see, boom, it immediately switches. Okay, so we're just going to go through each part. I picked one that was complex on purpose. Hopefully yours doesn't have this many parts to it, so you don't got to click around this much. But I just wanted to show you guys it is possible even on complex things. So this is it. I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward the rest of the way until I'm done. And yeah. All right, that is it. As you can tell, it's finished and it's good to go. It's ready to go. Now, there's a few caveats here, as I said, when we go through and do it this way. One, let me turn the other one back on. It looks different. Straight up, there's a difference, right? This one has a flower in it. It's translucent. All that stuff is happening right here. This one is not. Although I did apply the opacity filter to it, this is how it came out. Now, this is a reason I wanted to show you guys this is you could tell it's just different. And it's not bad. I would still use this, although I do like this one more. And this would just be a concession I would have to make if the other one didn't work. What I can do on this, since it's all like, done, is let me turn this one off just so you guys can see. So this is the FBX one again, just so we're not confused. I can come in here and I can make it more shiny or more rough, right? Like I can do something like this, and it's roughness right that, right? So basically, if metallic is all the way up and roughness is all the way down, it's shiny like a marble, okay? And then, you know, you can bring the roughness up and it starts to blur a little bit, or you can do something like this and you can tell it just adjusts to what you like. And I just want to show you guys your different options. So I personally do like it somewhere around here if I was going to use this one. And that is how you edit this inside Blend Studio. Now, let me show you guys how to do it in Blender with a humanoid, because maybe you imported a character and it's broken. Let's go over there. All right, before we step in Blender, again, I do want this to be as realistic as possible to paint scenario you guys might run into. So I'm going to go ahead and find a humanoid that, like, you know, maybe somebody would be downloading for this exact avatar, and that's where they're running into issues instead of being something they would put on their character. So I'm just going to look on and find one. Again, I'll click downloadable right now. And honestly, this Truffle Man looks cool. He's got a lot going on him, so that'll look perfect. And again, let me move my head out of the way here. Download 3D model, and this time we're going to download the FBX because I want everything this guy comes with. All right, so go ahead and download him right now, and let's go ahead and get into Blender with him. All right, so I have a fresh copy of Blender open because, again, I want this to be as transparent, and any issues run into, I can fix them on the fly so you can really see how this goes. I already extracted them and I put them in the same folder just for argument's sake. But again, we're going to have a source file right there, Shroom FBX, and we're going to have texture files, which something tells me we're going to need them this time around. So let's go ahead and go into Blender here. Like always, we're going to delete everything. We don't want any of that stuff. And let's go ahead and bring up our model. All right. Oh, no, this is going to be the wrong folder. We can close that folder. Let's try that again there. And there he is. This is the guy we want. Okay, so let's just drag him in. I don't want any animations they already had on him. So I'm going to export then, or uncheck that and import. Okay, here we go. This is our man, right? And again, just like before, there's a lot going on here. So let's go ahead and let's preview what we got going on here. And he's pink, which tells me the materials are broken, which is perfect because I can show you guys exactly how to get through this situation right now. So I'm going to hit Z. That's what allows me to get this menu, go back to a solid here. And there's a lot going on here. All these little things, again, before we talked about them, they're just bones. Somebody has this animated. I didn't animate it. I'm not worried about them. I'm nothing them. They're fine. They're not bugging me whatsoever. They also have him in a certain pose. We're not going to go over poses, but this is how he is normally. And they rendered him out on the side there. Anyway, let's get into the textures. That's what we're here for. So in order to do textures in Blender, we are going to come over to the shading tab at the top here. Open up the shading tab, and as you can see, there's our man looking awesome as ever here. And we're going to go ahead and see what the issue is. And I can tell you right now, the issue is these are wrong. These are just wrong. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come through and I'm going to delete all of these on this side. Now, the way textures work in Blender is they're chained together like you just saw from left to right. Okay, now the reason I didn't delete these two and go ahead and get a good name on them in case yours aren't there is these are standard in every material ever. So even if I deleted them like principal and material output, let's just come in here like that. Okay, ready? And now if I wanted to bring them back, I would just type in, right? And I'll show you how to type. So there's one, and okay, and there's the other. Sorry, my brain decided not to work there for a second, right? And that would be it. So that's why I didn't delete these two. They're just standard. And as you can tell, he's already white because I've added this color white here. But don't worry, that's going to go away. So now, how do we do that? In fact, how did I even search those so fast? So the way we're going to do this is you're going to hit Shift A on this lower menu here. And it's going to give you this little box here, and you're going to look around. So what we're searching for here is we're going to search for the textures tab, and we're going to come down to image texture. That's the one we're going to want here. Okay. And we're going to need quite a few of these image textures. I'm not going to lie to you, but we're going to try to go slow and not overwhelm anyone. So image texture, and we're going to go open here. And now once we're open, we're going to find where we saved what we wanted to do, which for me is going to be in texture video here. And it's going to be in a Truffle Man, and it's going to be these textures right here. Now, so I don't have to search that every time, I'm going to go ahead and click this plus sign now. And look at that. Boom. Now this is right here. So every time I can quick select it right there. All right. So the way these are looked up, or the way these are separated looks like, is these ones are for the body and these are for the mushrooms on him. That's what it looks like to me. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and go base color because that's important, right? And as soon as we click base color, all right, it's there. We're going to drag this into base color here, and everything immediately is going to get better. Immediately, just like that. Cool, right? Now, we're going to need more of these. So I'm just going to click this and I'm going to Control C and Control V to duplicate this one. I'm going to drag it down here real quick. I'm going to exit it. I'm going to open it. Now, see, it takes me back to my documents. We're not going to do that. We're going to click on textures. Boom, on the fly. It makes it much, much faster. And we're just going to plug and play. We're going to do this one, body metallic. Click on body metallic here. And we're going to drag the color into the metallic tab. And then we're going to come, this is the only caveat. We're going to come down here and this is a non-color. All right, because the color is right there. Cool. Now we're going to copy this one, paste it again. Let me drag this one back here. Try not to get too lost here, boys. Hit that exit. Now open. Again, we're going to click on this and we're going to go our normal map. And again, we're going to drag this into the normal section. That's all we're doing here. And this is all you got to do if your stuff is broken. And we're just going to keep on going. Again, X, open, this tab here, roughness, and we're going to drag that into the roughness. And that is it. Look at that. He's good to go. Now, obviously, his mushrooms, they're not good to go. And that's going to be their own thing, right? So now, instead of his body, let's see if we can't just click on a mushroom and look at that. We are met with the same mess we had the first time it was broken. So it totally makes sense it wouldn't work now. So we're going to delete. This time, I'll show you again. I'm just going to delete everything. Really, I just have to delete these 3 or 4. But for the sake of argument, we'll go ahead and delete them all. All right, we're going to hit Shift-A, and we're going to type in principal. And right there, boom, that's the one we want. Go ahead and put that there. And we also need material output, which is right there. Okay, very good. We're going to set that there. We're going to connect to surfaces from the BSDF to the surface, just like that. Then we're going to hit Shift-A again, textures, image map, set this one over here, open an image map, back into textures or wherever yours are saved, right? And this time, these ones are all labeled body. These ones are not, which tells me they're for the mushrooms because they're labeled matte mushroom, right? So base color is going to be the base and it should fix everything almost immediately. Color to base color. And look at that. Everything's immediately looking better on this model. Excellent. Go ahead and copy that. Control, copy and paste it. We're going to come down one, exit to get rid of what's signed to it now. Open it back up. And we're just rinse and repeating, rinse and repeating. This one is going to be for metallic. Again, this time, remember, it's not a color. So we're going to go non-color. Then we're going to, oops, let's not do that. We're going to go copy, paste, drag this one down here, hit the X, hit the open one more time. And finally, we're going to go the normal map and we're going to design this one to normal. And that's it. Just like that, our dude is looking awesome, right? So now we're going to go back into layout here and we're like, well, he still looks normal here. We'll just hit Z. Now material preview. It's no longer purple or pink or whatever color you're getting. It's what it's supposed to be. And that is how you do it. Now it's no big deal. Come over here, just like you were taught before. We're going to go over here. We're going to go export, and we're going to go ahead and export this as an FBX. Just like before, make sure all this is highlighted. I personally like to open it just so I can see it all. We're going to go selected and visible objects. We don't need cameras or any of that. We need the armature and we need the mesh. We need to apply transforms. We don't need to worry about there. We don't want leaf bones and we don't want animations. And I'm going to save this as shroom to my desktop real quick. Export. Now, I'm going to quickly open Lens Studio and see if he's working, and then should be, and you guys can go on with your lives. Import that asset real quick. Desktop, I named him Shroom. I got all kinds of stuff going on there. Accept, apply, here comes Shroom, and here comes our moment of truth, and Shroom is working. Just like that, he's good to go. And now you guys know how to do it. See? No big deal. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching all the videos I've done on this lately. If you have any more questions, please let me know. I don't mind continuing to make topics on this. It's been pretty cool. But right now it is 11 p.m. and I need to shower because I am disgusting still from doing jiu-jitsu a few hours ago and go on with my night. Take it easy, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.